Today, Fortnite just released the OG map back into the game, and we are going to be today testing it against an RX 6600 GPU. And we have the system specs right here. As you can see, a Gigabyte RX 6600 that is on stock clocks right here. We're using a Ryzen 5 3600 that is 6-core 12-thread processor, and it's also on stock. We're using 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3200 MHz RAM that is also on stock speeds. And just let's go over the settings first. I'm using very low settings currently at 1080p full screen mode. DX12 we are using right now, and I'm at TAA and everything on the lowest. Now let's get into the game. We're dropping and we're getting very cool frame rates, as you can see, about 180 FPS. If you've got a high refresh rate monitor, you can easily play on this GPU and the CPU combo. This on very low settings, it's always been like you cannot get the full maximized GPU usage in many instances because it becomes CPU bound. As you can see, we're getting like 70 to about 80% CPU usage. So yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead in a little while and I'm gonna increase the settings because we have some headroom, and to get the same frame rate, that is. Yes, let's go ahead. And as you can see, we got 221 FPS. I'm going to go into the settings now, and the two settings that actually are visually very appealing are the view distance and textures. I'm going to turn them up. Alright, so as you can see now, the view distance, and as you can see, we got grass, and the frame rate is essentially the same. It's not decreasing in any way. We're getting still about 200 FPS. Let's try to find some guys here if we can and try to shoot or build. This is a build mode that I'm playing currently, and let's try to check if we can get some drops in the frame rate or not. So getting about 200 FPS. Yeah, that's what you expect from OG Fortnite. The map is literally the same. I think about season 4 this is. So that's when the action started previously. So they have reverted back to season 4, and that has made it like pretty interesting in my opinion. I used to play this game, but I started playing it at season 4. I tested it out as season 1, but it wasn't interesting to me. I used to play PUBG, but afterwards I started playing Fortnite at season 4 because it became very interesting and stuff. So yeah, now you get an idea. 234 FPS still. The FPS didn't drop much while changing the settings. Now I'm going to try to increase the settings more. Let's go now to presets and go to medium preset. I'm going to turn the resolution scaling to 100%. Alright, now we're at medium settings, 100% resolution scaling. Now we get some decrease in performance, or yeah, we get not that much of a decrease in performance, but we get some changes in graphical fidelity here. And as you can see, we're getting some shadows and stuff. Yeah, couldn't build. Yeah, let's try to jump up. This game's got vaulting now and everything. You can actually vault on stuff and move around. Okay, you get an idea now. 197 FPS. Sometimes there are some stutters due to that the frame rate just dropped. So let's go to higher preset now and increase the resolution scaling to 100%. Now we're at higher preset, and let's start counting the FPS. Still like close to 144. So if you want to play at high settings, you can do that and still get close to a higher refresh rate experience in my opinion. So 137 FPS. Let's try to move out of this area. 140, 144, depending upon the scene what you're looking at, as the FPS is gonna increase or decrease. Now 160, and the game is looking also very interesting. Alright, so 144 FPS. Now let's go ahead and change the settings more. I'm gonna go to maximum epic now. Epic settings, epic preset now, and at epic preset. Okay, now epic preset has made a huge difference actually. It decreased about 50 FPS. Oh my god. And the lighting is very interestingly better now, very better now. We're gonna test Nanite in a little short while. Yeah, there is going to be a lot of difference in Nanite, but we're gonna see how much of a decrease do we get. Now we're getting 90 FPS. It's still very playable. You can easily build stuff. Yeah, so there is some delay in the game now. That's what I'm observing in the new season. There used to be delay in building and stuff in chapter 1, and they improved that when they introduced a new map in chapter 2. but that has come back. I think this is the same map. They didn't change anything in my opinion. Okay, about 92 FPS, you got it. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and enabled Nanite virtualized geometry in the menu, and I'm come back into the game, and I've selected a high preset, just making the 3D resolution to 100%, and these are the settings that have been applied by the game. And let's go back, and we're in the pre-game lobby, and right now we are getting about 80 FPS, close to 80. I'm just gonna start counting the frame rate now because we're in the map now. Let's try dropping into the area as soon as we... yes, okay. So let's just try dropping here. Frame rate is dropping below 60, so that is not very good. I'm gonna be trying to enable some TSR because this game has TSR, which is a kind of a super resolution, which is used to actually render the game at a lower resolution internally to increase the FPS a little bit. So let's go ahead and try to drop here. Now getting about 60 FPS, which is very good. Okay, so I think they're off me. Now we're getting like close to 70 FPS. Looking at that direction, we're getting 60, like in the 60s and stuff. This is a Paradise Palms area, so this is a different type of biome, so it will net you a different type of performance. We're getting still the same FPS, like somewhat a little bit lower. Now we're close to water, and water has reflections, so nanite reflections and everything are enabled. That's why we're getting some FPS decrease here. And the old map with the new graphics and textures and everything looks amazing in my opinion. So this guy is dead. Here you go. We're getting like close to about 71 FPS average, and I'm gonna go ahead and enable now. Let's enable TSR low, and we're gonna go to quality. Alright, let's start counting the FPS. Okay, so TSR low on quality, it looks essentially the same as native resolution, but it's performing very better. As you can see, we got about 20 to 25 FPS increase. Okay, so llamas are back to being the same as they were in the first chapter, and they're not moving. So previously they used to move and run in the previous chapter. I hope you watched my previous videos because I have tested different chapters and stuff. I'm gonna maybe make a new playlist where you can watch all those videos and see how the performance has been for all those years. This game has been, it's almost like, I think this game started about 2017, 2018. I don't remember. Alright guys, so now we're in a new game in the pre-game lobby, and I'm going to go ahead and use balanced TSR now on low. And looks like there is not much of an improvement from going from quality to balanced. Let's start counting the FPS. I think we will start counting the FPS again when I will go into the game. Alright, yeah. So that will, yeah. So now we're in the battle bus, and I'm gonna start counting the frame rate now again. Let's try dropping. We're in the same area, kind of like close to Paradise Palms, and we got a huge stutter that it decreased our frame rate like 1% or 0.1% lows to very low, like 1 or 2 FPS. So yeah, this is kind of like very bad. Alright, let's try dropping on top of the building. Yeah, now let's go ahead, and we're getting like the same performance in my opinion, close to 70 to 90 FPS most of the times. So decreasing from quality to balance didn't have that much of a difference in performance. But the textures and everything now looks smudgy. As you can see, the leaves there and stuff, it's starting to look blurry now. So I want to go lower than this. Now let's go ahead, and I'm going to go to native now again. TAA and increase to 100%. I'm going to increase to epic preset. Alright, we're at epic preset TAA now with lumen label. Okay, the settings have been applied now. There's a guy there. Okay, so we're getting like no lower than 60 FPS now. The game looks very good, but it's performing very bad. Yeah, so I think you shouldn't be playing on these settings. Now let's go ahead and enable TSR again. This game should be using some, in my opinion, this game should be using some FSR2 or DLSS. They can add it into the game because this is an Unreal Engine game, so they can. I don't know why they're not doing it, because it's been a long time since they've added a nanite and stuff, so they have the option to add it, and it's really easy to do that. but they're not doing it. So close to like 60 FPS. Let's start counting the frame rate again for a little while and see the results here. This guy is trying to shoot me, but his aim is not very good. I think he might be a bot. That's why his aim is not very good. Let's go to that building there. And close to 61 FPS. If you guys can play at 60, you can actually use it. Okay, so 58 FPS, sometimes dropping into the 40s, so I don't want to play at these settings. So I'm gonna try to decrease it to about balanced. And yeah, now it makes a difference. Sometimes it's gonna make a difference, but most of the time it's gonna stay below 60. So this is a no-go. These settings are a no-go. And if you want to play with Nanite, you can actually go ahead and use the only the high preset, not epic preset for this. And yeah, you can play with Nanite and get more than like 80 90 FPS most of the times, and yeah, that will be enough in my opinion. So yeah, now I'm gonna try to go to DX11. Usage is not that much important. I'm gonna try to enable performance mode, and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, so we have enabled now performance mode in the settings. As you can see, performance mode, lower graphical options 1080p, and VSync turned off. I've also gone ahead and these are the default textures here are at, I'm going to turn them up to epic, and meshes are at high. View distance and textures are at epic currently. Alright, now let's try dropping. Yeah, as you can see, about 160 FPS. This is actually the same performance which was coming when we were at DX12 and yeah, low settings, low and medium settings. So yeah, we're totally CPU bound now, as you can see, like close to 50 watts of GPU usage. So performance mode is not a very good GPU benchmark. It's actually a good CPU benchmark if you ask me. Now also the CPU usage is dropped from before. It was previously higher than this. So yeah, the CPU usage is also dropped. Let's try shooting this guy out of the sky, and oh my god, so sometimes all the bullets hit and sometimes nothing hits. Alright guys, so we are at 1440p resolution now at the same settings, and even at 1440p we are getting like close to 250 FPS. So yeah, if you can even play at 1440p at performance mode if you've got a monitor that can support 1440p resolution. Alright, now let's go ahead and I'm going to turn up the resolution to at 4K. Alright guys, we are at 4K performance mode now, and everything else is at higher. We're getting like 190 FPS now. Now we're getting GPU bound actually, but still the game looks it looks sharper now compared to 1440p and 4K. Very sharp. If you got a 4K monitor, you can easily play this game at a 4K high refresh rate experience. Yeah. So I hope you guys get an idea, and I will see you all in the next one. If you've not subscribed to the channel still, I would seriously recommend you to do so, because we've got many new videos coming. I've also planned a giveaway for you guys for a new game key giveaway, and I will announce that in the next video. I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.